everybody. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. So that's how I tell Dalton it's Taco Tuesday, so he knows I have to come out here. And he's like, Mom, when is Dad getting the tacos? As he was eating his dinner. So that was kind of funny. I am joined by my co-host Rod at Picking and Punching.
I'm alive this week. I'm actually alive.
He is still alive. Yep. He's not in a hoodie, sweating, making me feel horrible this week. Dagny Flying Pig Thrifts is beneath me. She has been on with us before. And then Caddy Corner is Mary Elizabeth 365 Vintage Hunter. So I am going to make these ladies big, let them introduce themselves. And then we have a special deal for you guys. I'm going to tell you about it at the beginning of the show. Some of you might know if you watch another podcast that's not our podcast, you might know. But if you don't, I'm going to tell you after they introduce themselves, and you're going to have a chance to win some Cincinnati Reseller Rally tickets. So here is Dagny.
Hello. Thank you, Kat. Hi, Rod. Thank you for having me back on your show. My name is Dagny. I am Flying Pig Thrifts. You can find me here on YouTube under Flying Pig Thrifts. I sell on Whatnot and eBay. I sell on Whatnot twice a week. I just got done with my sale, and I sell Tuesdays and Fridays, and then eBay whenever I can get more listings up, because I've kind of gone back on eBay a little bit because of Whatnot, and I'm happy to be here.
Perfect. Here is Mary Elizabeth.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mary, 365 Vintage Hunter. You can find me here on YouTube. Also, I'm on Whatnot, eBay, Mercari, and Etsy. And I'm really so happy to be here. I just
and you do have a YouTube channel. You have your YouTube channel.
Vintage Hunter is my YouTube channel, and it's the same on my eBay, my Mercari, and my Etsy. It's always 365 Vintage Hunter.
Perfect. Marsha spoiled the darn surprise. Okay, I'll tell you now since Marsha posted it. Marsha is posting a link for you. You have to go to the Trash to Cash podcast and comment Nurse Flipper, because unfortunately, Miss Vicky, who won the tickets last week, is unable to go. So Dave and I were out scalloping, his family and mine, on Sunday, and then we were talking about it. And we decided to give them away on the Trash to Cash podcast, but I am going to draw the winner from their comments live for you guys. So you will see who wins live from the Trash to Cash podcast. So you need to do.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, so make them interesting comments too. Like Rod and Kat are so much better. The Nurse Flipper show is so much better than Trash to Cash. You know. Make fun of Dave, make fun of Carrie, make fun of Kevin, but make sure you put Nurse Flipper in there. So if you do get picked, we can put it on there. Yep. So.
And you can do whatever else you want. I give you permission. Right. All right. Let's see. First question from Rosie. When do you decide to donate your stale inventory?
I don't donate my stale inventory. I either move it to Whatnot, and I sell it there because I feel I've had it long enough. I don't remember how much money I put into it. I usually start all my things on Whatnot at $5. So I do sell my resin on there, so I do change that because of my cost of goods. But for the most part, it goes on to Whatnot, and if it sells for $5, it sells for $5, and I've moved it on. And I know some people do donate their inventory, but I tend not to. And how long do I wait till it's been here a year and it's still sitting there and I'm tired of it? So then it moves on. I tend not to. And how long do I wait? And she's back.
Oh, somebody has got YouTube playing in the background. I hear it.
I was trying to come back.
I got you. Don't worry. So, Mary, how about you? When you decide to donate your stale inventory, or do you donate your stale inventory?
Actually, what I try to do is I try to find, like, it's according to what the items are. If I have like clothing, I used to have a brick and mortar, so I have like a ton of clothes and shoes and things like that. So I usually try to take them up to like battered, and for the battered women's shelter or the homeless shelters, or if I find families around here that need stuff, I usually donate it out to them. And I, on one of my YouTube channels, there's a thrift store that actually takes like the donations and breaks them down for our military, which is phenomenal.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So I don't donate my still inventory that's listed. If I put the time in to list it, I'll just keep discounted till to nothing at that point. I mean, I'll take 10 cents on the dollar, worst case scenario. I will donate though when it comes to my death pile. I have a new process now. So I'll go through my death pile. If it's something I don't want to list on eBay, and if I don't want to list on whatnot, I will take it to a local auction house and just blow up my merchandise there. And if it comes down to the point where I don't want to take it to an auction house, I don't want to do that. I just don't want to. It's just a bad buy. I will take it to Goodwill or take a Salvation Army or a local thrift store. I literally just did a truckload about couple weeks ago because I bought out a massive collection of plush, and I pulled out all the good ones, selling whatnot on eBay, and the rest of it I just donated back. So
I am about the same way as Rod. So if I've listed it, I'm probably going to keep it, and I will just keep lowering the price. And I have stuff that's been listed for 3 years. If I run out of space at some point, which I have not, it is a little squashed in here at the moment, but if I run out of space, I might think about some of those older items. However, I am pickier when I'm going through what is being listed currently, and that stuff I will pull. And like today, I gave a bunch to Tommy. He comes out and works for me a couple times a week. And I also have somebody who sells at the flea market. And if I have like 3 totes or more, I'll call them because they can sell them locally at the flea market versus donating to the thrift stores. The thrift stores around here that I've been to, we have a couple of new ones I haven't been to. The ones I have been to, I'm not too thrilled with how they are, so I don't want to give them my stuff. I would rather them go to a person who could use the inventory. Let's see. Miss Rachel says she recently got a big lot of vintage jewelry. Do you clean all the jewelry before listing? It's going to take me forever.
I don't tend to sell big lots of jewelry. It's usually a brooch here or there. So I can't really tell you if I would clean a whole bunch of it. I would think I would if it was like really terrible, or make a point in the listing to say might need a deep clean.
Is it my turn?
Yep.
Sorry guys, I'm new to this.
You're good.
So the thing is vintage jewelry is something I have sold for a very long time. It's kind of my grandmother had passed on like all of her jewelry to my mom, and it came to me. So ever since then, I just love old jewelry. So my biggest thing is if I was you, I would definitely clean it, because I don't polish. Like if it's silver, you have to be kind of careful with like the metals when you're doing that. But as far as like the gems, I try to use like a jewelry cloth, using a jewelry cloth to try to clean, because that way they get a better idea what it looks like. If somebody sees something dirty, most of the time they won't buy it. They'll go to somebody else that has it where it looks really nice and sparkly, because people like bling. They do. They like it.
I'm going to send it to the jewelry expert who does a whatnot show every single night of the week of bun jewelry. So, Kat, would you like to answer this question?
Tonight. So I do the opposite. I don't clean anything. I used to clean my sterling silver, but because I moved through so much and I started so cheap, I don't feel it's worth the time for me to put into it. If it is a high dollar piece and it needed cleaning, then I would. However, most of the high dollar pieces I get have been very well kept, and I haven't had to do much cleaning with those. So I would say for me, if it was, I would say $50 or higher, I would take the time to clean it, but very, very carefully, unless like I do have an ultrasonic cleaner for the sterling that I use. But other than that, I don't. And that's because I moved through it so fast. I just like, if I tried to clean 500 pieces of jewelry a week, I would not be here talking to you. I would be cleaning jewelry. But I've been lucky, honestly. I've been lucky. Most of the jewelry that I buy is pretty, like, it's pretty clean. It's not horrible. I've noticed a few pieces and I try and point it out to people. But other than just a handful, I haven't had an issue. So I definitely, like, if it were me, if it's a $10 piece, I wouldn't do it. Would you still do it, Mary, if it was a $10 piece?
Well, when you mentioned about Whatnot, now you've seen mine also on Whatnot where I do like the jewelry. I'm like you. If it's like a $2 to $10 piece, I'll do a quick wipe, you know. And I'm like you. Most of the stuff that I get isn't like credit, you know, all cruddy or whatever. I'm kind of funny about the lots I do get because honestly, I don't want to be cleaning jewelry. I'm like you. I don't want to be cleaning jewelry, and I don't have the time for it. So the pieces I do clean are either high dollar or pieces that I know that I'm going to get over $50, $60 for.
Okay. Yeah. Cause I mean, if they're a $10, like it's just not worth it. Miss Lillian says, when you use calculated shipping, does the buyer pay the post office rates or your discounted eBay rate? That is a great question.
I believe they pay the post office rates. We get the discounted rates, but if you use ground, it is what it is. Like if I pay 12, they pay 12, right, Kat? I think.
No, so not it. Retail ground used to be, but ground advantage now we do get a discount on.
Okay.
So there is that buffer, which is
Yes,
beautiful. But you're correct. It used to be retail ground, we didn't, but now with ground advantage, we do. Which is beautiful.
Which
is great. Yeah, and part of the reason though that's good though, because you don't want to. I always recommend not passing that discount on to your customer, and the reason for that is you're paying for your boxes, your supplies, your gas, and your time to package it up. So that discount adds up for those things. So I know some people do pass it back on to their customers because you're getting a discount. Oh, just give it to them, but I highly don't recommend doing that, especially if you're doing volume. If you're a volume sale, imagine if you're giving $2 back to your customers and you're selling hundreds of items a month. That adds up real fast.
Right.
Yeah, and your cost of boxes will add up real fast. And with ground advantage, if you're using that, you can't use the free priority supply. So just keep that in mind. I typically don't unless it's a combined order. I'm not going to issue them a refund because eBay charges you 1% on shipping. Plus you've got bubble wrap, you've got boxes and your time into packing those items. Teacher Treasure Chest says, do the people at your local Goodwill outlet keep their cart all day filled with items along the side? And do you struggle to find a cart or is it just my location?
It should be like asking for a friend. I don't go to the outlets. The outlets used to be out on Route 30, but they moved them. And when I would go there, I think people did hang out there all day, but I didn't shop there. So I can't really truly answer that question, but it seemed like people hung out there all day with their carts along the side.
So I love the bins. That's actually how I used to fill my brick and mortar. You know what? I was a big duffel bag carrier because honestly, where I was at, if you took your cart through, I mean, there was some women who actually went after my husband because he found a Coach purse. It's like, you know, but if it's here, you're good, you know. But yeah, I see a lot of them like fill their carts. I see 3 or 4 of them like to the wall and just loaded with stuff. And then they would unload it right before they would check out. So and I don't think it's really your location. I think it's just every location. It's like that now.
So every location has different rules too. And it's kind of, some of those rules are unwritten rules. You got to be very careful when you go to different locations. It's almost like a turf war, to really be honest with you. You know, you have your t-shirt bros in there. You have the people that are all in the corner getting all their, you know, clothes and just shoes and stuff like that. But most of the time they limit, you know, 1 cart per person, and there's not enough carts there for the amount of people there. And a lot of times people will, you know, put blankets and covers over tops of their carts so people can't go into it. But you got to be very careful, man. You show up to the Goodwill bins for the first time and you accidentally grab someone's cart or pick through someone's cart, you may get shanked. So
yeah. So I've only been to the Goodwill bins like 3 or 4 times because it's 2 hours to any of them for me. All of the ones, no, not all. So the one in South Carolina, when we went to the bins, they had more like little push trash cans is the only way I can describe it, that had big old plastic bags in them. And I couldn't get one of those. So Leroy, was it Leroy? Me, Leroy, and Eric, I think, OBX Picker. Eric found me like an old big box that was thrown in a bin, and that was like my So I just was throwing my stuff in the old box. What I did at the ones that do have the carts along the wall, if you can get a cart, is I covered mine with a blanket. Like I would find a blanket in the bins because I didn't want people to see what was in my cart. So I would recommend doing that if you do get a cart. But if I were to go now, I would probably bring in like 3 IKEA bags and I would tie them in a knot when I filled them up if I was going to set them to the side. Like where you're not going to see what's like the duffel Mary said. I'm not going to let you see in my bags. So, but I think that's pretty common. And I've been to several around the country. And I agree with like some people are not nice there, are not nice at all. At all. The Birmingham, Alabama one was one of the most docile ones I have been to. I was like, oh, this is nice. Nobody's like elbowing people. And yeah.
So interesting fact.
In Orlando, they had to line up like kindergartners every time the bins came out. You had to back up behind the lines and get in line. And if you weren't in line like they want, they'd send you to the back like kindergarten. It was crazy.
Yeah, so I heard that moved our bins are all near Philly, I think. And I heard that they all have to stand every 45 minutes and they stand behind a line. And then you have to go wait. And then. Yeah.
When we were at this perfectly, when we went to the bins in Arizona, that's how it was. We had to line up like little kids get in line. But did you know that Houston has the most stores, Goodwills in the country? Interesting fact.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That is a random fact.
Yeah, random fact. For a lot of useless knowledge.
Your cherished treasure said, I ship a lot of sturdy and clean used boxes. Do you ship with used boxes, and have you had any buyers complain about it? And if you do ship with used boxes, do you notate that in your listings?
I get the free shipping supplies through USPS for priority. My friend at the post office gives me their plain brown boxes that they used to throw in the trash, and then they realized I could reuse them. And I will reuse if someone sends me, if we get an Amazon box, and it's just been one time. Like my mom had an Amazon box and then mailed me a box to my house. I would not use that again because I feel it's already been out in the world once and it wouldn't be as sturdy as it is. But if I would reuse my Amazon box. And I don't put it in the listing because I do use clean boxes. But I have also gotten things in cereal boxes. I'm like, really? Okay. But I don't think you would have to put it in your listing. I will sometimes say this will arrive in a padded envelope. If it's something small that's non-breakable, I think that's for me also to go, oh, how was I going to ship this? But that's what I do.
So I have a friend of mine that works at Ulta, and I do the same thing. I do the USPS, the free boxes, things like that. But sometimes you get like different odd shaped things. And actually, I had 2 of my clients are like, oh my gosh, whatever it is, it smells so good on your box. I'm going, Ulta. They all smell good. They smell like colognes and body lotions and all that stuff. And I always make sure they're like really clean. But, you know, I'm like you. I've had stuff shipped to me that was like breakable and bubble. I mean, it was just put inside of a little plastic shipping bag. And I'm going, what? And it was broken. And they were like, oh, I'm sorry. We didn't think it would break. You shipped it media. First of all, it's in flat.
So for me, I will reuse everything. Any boxes that come to me, I will reuse it. If Amazon, lucky for me, my wife has an Amazon problem, so I get plenty of boxes at the house. And so I'll reuse those. I also buy my own shipping supplies as well. When I first started on eBay, when the chats just made me laugh at this right here, because this actually happened to me too. She said that she used the only complaint she ever got was using a diaper box because the neighbors thought they were having a baby.
I've used those too.
So I used a diaper box probably like 10 or 15 years ago once to ship items. I got negative feedback, and they were so angry. They said it was so disgusting because it was a diaper box. I'm like, the baby's not pooping in the box. It's just the diapers, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, so just be very careful when it comes to like stuff like that. People can get real. Diaper box is the only thing I will not ship in. And someone else put in here that they received a book in a pizza box once. So
That's disgusting.
Was there any pizza?
I want to put this up here, guys, because it is illegal to ship liquor interstate. So you
liquor
can use liquor boxes, but you better mark out everything that is any sign of it or wrap it in brown or white paper, because it is illegal to ship liquor interstate. So if they think you are shipping liquor interstate, you're going to have a problem. So be very, very careful about that. I reuse boxes. I am not like Dagny. I don't feel like 2 times and you're done. I'll just keep sending it out into the world. As long as the box is sturdy.
Right.
So if it's like, I have used some that have been like iffy because they were bigger and they were the only box I had the size that I needed. But I haven't gotten any complaints about them. And I think the biggest thing to people is that the item gets there safely. But yes, as long as it's clean, I agree. As long as it is clean, I agree. I had one that was like dented a little, but it had plenty of room for me to, cushion stuff, and I still used it. We use probably about half new, half used. I'm like Rod's wife. I too have an Amazon problem. So we have no shortage of Amazon boxes. And we were throwing away the bigger ones, but thanks to Rod, now I need to keep every single big box I have. Because I got, and I am super happy. I think we're going to do very well with them, but the hardest thing is going to be shipping those suckers, especially the bigger ones.
Show them. I mean, you at least got to show them now. What you? Look at the
See
Louis
the
Vuitton boxes.
Louis Vuitton.
Yes.
Towers of Louis Vuitton.
If anyone's been watching my second channel, it's called Flipping and Punching. And I've been talking about this and complaining on there that I have 100 Louis Vuitton boxes sitting in my house that I just have not listed. Now they're Kat's problem. So I drove my truck down there this morning and dropped them all off, and I would take these. So they do really well on eBay, but they were just taking up too much space, and I've been buying out collections. I'm just running out of space. So
see, Lynn reuses my boxes.
I've reused your boxes.
See, well, you don't know how many times they had been used. no, they
look pretty good. They look pretty good.
Yeah, I won't use them if they look like horrible.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Like this is it's gonna be interesting for shipping. That's all I'll say. It'll be interesting for shipping for sure. We had a super chat from Rocks to Be Me. Rocks to Be Me sent a $4.99 super chat and said, I noticed cheaper shipping other than eBay on every other platform. Do any of you used any other shipping for eBay, like Pirate Ship?
I have used Pirate Ship personally, but I don't use it for eBay. I use eBay's because I'm lazy.
I'm the same way. I use Pirate Ship for like whatnot sometimes. If I have like a buy it now type situation, I'll like switch it out. But other than that, I use it for like if somebody wants to buy something off like for my like YouTube, if I do sales on YouTube, and I'll use Pirate Ship. But on eBay, they have pretty good prices. They really do. I mean, a lot of their discounts that we're getting is actually cheaper than the post office.
So everything's going to be cheaper than the post office. If you guys go to the post office, you're going to be spending lots of money because they're going to charge you the max amount of money. The reason why shipping is actually cheaper in other platforms, because there's other platforms, it's up to usually 5-pound weight, and they actually have deals with the postal service. So overall, the shipping, if I'm not mistaken, is actually cheaper on eBay across the board because you get that. I think it was like a 20% or 23% discount on your items. And that can go anywhere. I mean, if the item is 15 pounds, 20 pounds, there's no shipping limit on that. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on that. But from my understanding, it goes across the board for everything. Where the other platforms, if you're shipping items under like Poshmark or shipping items on Mercari, like Mercari can only ship up to 20 pounds. Poshmark is 5-pound items, so it just depends on the different platforms. They have different shipping rates. They're going to be based on that. But I've used Pirate Ship before, especially if I'm shipping something if I list something in a non-media mail category that's media mail because I want to get more eyes on it, I'll go to Pirate Ship to work around to be able to ship media mail because eBay will only allow you to ship media mail in certain categories. So that's definitely a workaround there for that little hack. And then also too is depending if international shipping I used to do through Pirate Ship back in the day before eBay had their global shipper program because it was actually cheaper to do it through there. But it just depends on what you're actually doing. But I do use it from time to time.
Yeah, so I am like Dagny, And because I ship so many on eBay, it is just simpler for me to do it on the eBay platform. I am like Mary. I use pirate ship if I do direct sales, like if somebody saw something on a video or Instagram. And also like all of the prizes that I give away, those I ship via pirate ship as well. But other than that, the only times I've checked it is when the box is bigger. And the prices are normally very, very close, but sometimes the bigger items, UPS is a little cheaper on pirate ship. I think pirate ship has a little bit better discount on UPS. So I will do that occasionally. I got to give you a dolphin, and then we have 2 new members, and I unstarred the other one. Maybe I can find it again. Let me give you your dolphin. Here you Dun, dun, dun. And then let me see if I can find the first one that I just unstarred so I can give you it, both of you. I don't know if she was in here. It was before we went live. Where did it go? There it is. Okay, so Miss Deborah joined, and she said she's live in chat for the first time. So Miss Deborah, I'm super happy you got to be here live. And then where did it go? There's so many comments. There it is. And Nani joined as well. So thank you guys very much. This Saturday is the live sourcing. And then the first or second Thursday of the month, we do listing reviews. And every other Monday, we do shipping. So sometimes Dalton is here. It depends on if I ship before school or is out or after. So sometimes Dalton's in the live shipping. And he likes to get in front of the camera, and you can't see any shipping. I will not lie. But that is every other Monday too. So let me give you guys the member dolphin. Thank you guys both so much.
Welcome to the flipping family.
That one is over, that clip is over 3 years old. Random fact. Over 3 years old. Crazy.
Random fact show tonight, huh, Kat?
It is. We will think of all the random facts we can think of that fit in. Miss Rachel said, so happy, Kat, that you made me discover Photo Room. Now all my photo listings look so good. Thank you. You're very, very welcome. Guys, I feel Photo Room is a worthwhile investment. That is my opinion, especially with AI where it makes it look all fancy. But my favorite button in there too is turning the light on. If you don't know about that, it brightens your pictures just a little bit and it looks amazing, especially with jewelry. It is absolutely amazing. And then we had a follow-up. Oh, it is very quick. It does 50 photos in like 2 minutes.
And I think we both can agree that it is it's one of the top 2 things you have to have to be a reseller. Like you have to have Photo Room. Game changer.
Yeah. And then your cherished treasure said, is Photo Room just on your phone or can it be used on the computer? It is also on the computer, photoroom.com. So it can be used on both. If you like to do your listing on the computer, you can do it there as well. And then Rocks to Be Me had another question and wants to know if you think eBay holds it against sellers when items are returned due to breaking by USPS. I had 2 and my sales stopped and I could not have packed them better. So she feels it was postal damage. They opened returns and her sales went down. So what is your thought on that?
I would hope that's not the case. I had 2 sales and stopped. I don't, that's a hard question to answer. I would hope that's not how they would hold it against you. Especially they tend to kick your packages all the way to the delivery sometimes. I can't really answer. I'm sorry.
So I talked to eBay one time because I had a package go out that was supposedly broken. And the thing was, I asked for them to take a picture and send it back. Well, the picture wasn't even of the box, of my box, because I didn't use a Priority. I had an Ulta box. So I had a smelly good box. So the thing was that was just it. It was like, but you have to let eBay know what's going on. And one of the things I do is I reach out, I call them, and I have them call me. And a lot of people don't know how to do that. You go through the chat room where they do the live chat, and you put on there, call me. And it'll actually ask what the phone number is and everything else. The best way to do it is talk to a person to make sure it's not held up against you. So that is my way of doing it, to make sure I'm protected. And normally if a package is broke at USPS, make sure you're getting your buyer to file for the insurance if you're shipping with insurance, which I always do. I don't care if it's just ground. I make sure that there's insurance attached to it for that reason, and make sure that they're filing for it, and also that you have a copy with your, postmaster. That's what I would do.
So there, under your seller dashboard, okay, you go to your account and your seller levels, there's actually what they call a defect rate in there, transaction defect rate. So yes, it can affect you over time, because if the buyer opens up that the item was defective, it was damaged, stuff like that, it will hurt your overall. And what they do is they break it down by category. So for example, let's just say if you sell 100 items and you're only selling, in the category of electronics, you're selling 2 items, well, you may have a 50% defect rate in the category of electronics. So unfortunately, it won't impact the rest of your stuff, but it will impact you selling in that category. So it can impact you overall, depending on how bad it is, and if you had late shipments as well, things like that. You can actually pay a higher fee in fees on eBay as well. So something just to be very careful with. Every time someone tells me that, their item get broke during shipping, I mean, there's things that we can do better. And I'm not saying that, nothing you can do better, but if you're shipping glassware or something, very valuable, stuff like that, double box it. There's a lot of people that do not double box items or don't know how to double box items. And I literally would box an item, bubble wrap that box, and put it in another box. It is very high end. Like when I send my stuff in to get professionally graded, like video games and VHS and stuff like that, any little dent in those will just cost me either hundreds or thousands of dollars. So I am going to double box those. I'm going to be very protective over those. You just never know. So there is things that we can do better sometimes, but unfortunately, sometimes there's nothing you can do either. Things happen. So, but yes, it can do. So you just want to try to limit those as much as possible.
Yeah. And I mean, when I reverse, I would not have them return an item to me if it was broken. They sent me proof. There is I would not want to spend the money on postage to have it sent back. I would simply give them a refund. And I wanted to highlight this just real quick. I feel like the seller should open the claim. And there's kind of twofold. One, I feel like it's your responsibility. Like Walmart or Amazon isn't going to tell the customer to go open a claim. Mm-hmm. And 2 is, what if they get their refund from the post office and you have no proof of that? They could still make you refund it on eBay. So I would rather the check come to me, and I'll tell you, I haven't had a postal claim approved since COVID. I honestly don't even file them anymore. So if it's $30, I'm going to pay it. I'm not going to make the customer go through that, because most times now they have them bring it into the post office, and that's just not convenient for a lot of people. They didn't used to do that. Now they do. But again, if the post office gives them that money, they could get double the money and get the money from you because you have no proof that you gave them that money. So I file all the claims. Or I haven't filed a claim in 2 years. I don't know why I'm saying that. I just pay them the money, and it's a business write-off. But I choose the reason other discount or other adjustment. I don't put it was defective or it was damaged. I choose other adjustment, and they don't care. They got their money. They don't care what reason I pick. So that is what I do. But I do think Rod hit it on the head. I notice my sales go to nothing if I get a negative feedback. It's kind of the same thing with the not as described. Like if you're getting enough, I feel like it's going to feed into the algorithm somehow. We don't know for sure, but it might.
I mean, they're not going to have the defect category under your ranking of a seller if it's not going to impact you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I only did it with.
Look at that.
I only did it with that. Oh, sorry.
No, go. I was telling you, go ahead.
I only did it with eBay because when I talked to them, they told me, did you contact the buyer? And because there was insurance and stuff. So that's what I did. I mean, I've only had one time that's ever happened. And then I also sent pictures to eBay going, that's not even my box. So it's, you know, and I have proof of it. And my postmaster's awesome. She's a bulldog. I put something out there, she finds it, and she makes sure it gets where it goes. But I also take
I would just be careful, because if it sounds like they were trying to scam you anyways in that situation. But if it was, just be careful, because like I said, if they file it, they get the refund, they can still demand that refund from you too, which is
I never thought about that. Thank you.
Not so nice people on eBay. Okay, now I can say Applesaucy, I love your name. Applesaucy joined channel membership. So I get to play the old school original Dolphin. It's really short. So thank you so much.
Welcome to the flipping family.
Kat, we have a follow-up question to what we were just talking about. You just want to take this one?
Okay. When giving a refund because you missed a defect and you want to make it right, do you choose item not as described as the reason or other?
Yeah, you're just talking about that. Yep.
Other. No matter what I choose other or shipping discount. Those are the only two reasons I ever choose.
And also to another hack for you guys, if you ever cannot find your item or if you're out of stock, do not issue a refund for out of stock. Email the buyer, give them two options. I can either give you a refund or I can, give you a discount or something in my store. Most of the time buyers will say, I will take the refund. Then you can put in their buyer requested refund. It's a workaround on there so your accounts do not get dinged. The reason why we're saying both these things here is because these things do hurt your account, but the buyer asking for a refund does not, and other does not hurt your account.
Yes, and if you are not selling much, one cancellation for out of stock could put you below standard, get all of your listings suppressed, and it will take you a year to get back above standard. So like for me, I could have a few because I'm selling hundreds of items a month. But if you're not selling very much, one is, I think the allowed is only 2%. So if you, it might even be less than that. So be very, very, very careful.
Same thing with negatives too, because if you're a new seller and you have feedback of 10 and you get one negative, now you're at 80%. And that's
somebody just messaged me. They got a negative and it dropped them to 85.
Yep.
Because they're a new seller. So be very, very careful about it. All right. Off subject. That's okay. Deborah says it's off subject, but it's been bothering her. When you get a postal scale to weigh objects, how do you know? This is totally not off subject.
No,
this is completely 100% on subject. So how do you know what the cost is to ship an item? Dagny, I feel like we're in school right now.
This is my scale I use. I used to be a teacher. This is the scale I use, and I like it a lot. I would like one that
I have that one too.
Yeah.
Oh, mine has the little thing though.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would like that because when you have a big box, you kind of have to go like that. This is very accurate, and the more you ship, the more you know how much it's going to be. When you get a postal whale object, how do you know what the cost is? So a mug is going to be 2 pounds. It's 2 pounds because it's a little bit over, and I hope I'm answering the question right. They round it up. So
how do you do your shipping, Dagny? Do you do calculated?
Calculated, and I put it on the scale and I round up and go, okay, that's what that. I never do free shipping unless it is a vintage sewing kit or something like that, and most of them are free shipping. If everybody else has free shipping, then you feel like you have to, but I always do calculated, and I weigh everything. I don't usually, I'm
gonna go get my scale to show you this follow-up.
Show your scales.
Hold on.
I'll show you mine. You show me yours.
Yeah.
We're playing this game tonight.
Are we all pulling scales?
And you have to add for weight, a box and paper and stuff like that.
So here is mine. Mine is an Accutech. I used to have the one Dagny has. So mine has this lovely telephone cord.
Yeah.
Yep. This weighs up to 110 pounds. If you can lift more than 110 pounds onto this scale, You are doing better than me. So it could be, I've weighed boxes wide on this scale because this goes out and you can see your reading. And these are only like $25, guys. They're cheap.
When that one breaks, I want one like yours. But
I love that one. Listen, I'm hard on scales. So the question of knowing how much it costs, eBay calculates it.
Yeah.
So you're going to put in the box size that you think it's going to go in. Be very careful if it's over 12 inches or 36 inches total, the cost goes up significantly. So if you think it's going to go in a bigger box, put 14 by 14 by 14 or 24 by 20, whatever it is. And then you put in the weight of the item, add extra, like Dagny was saying, and eBay will calculate it from your zip code to the buyer. So now 2 pounds, the range is like $8 to $15. It is literally double if it is far away, especially if you're like me and Rod down here in Florida in the corner of the country, and people in California and Oregon like to buy from us.
Washington, geez, I'm like, oh, come on.
Yes.
So I had someone message me tonight, and they said I have a whole bunch of restaurant wear, and it's an old listing, so it doesn't have the ground advantage, whatever it's called. And they just messaged me, it doesn't cost this much to ship. I was like, okay, but it does.
Go buy that.
I know, like I didn't. Okay, thank you. I don't know what to
So
say.
I would say there's two things that every seller needs to have: a tape measure and a scale. Because if you have a tape measure and scale, you should never mess up your shipping, because you can pull the dimensions there. You're going to know what size box you should need.
Never. You're still going to occasionally have those few things that go over. Never say never.
Because we get cocky and then we just try to estimate it sometimes. I know guy who might do that every once in a while, but it happens.
I did that. That almost cost me $33 in shipping last night. Actually, I shipped off and I didn't realize I put in 15. For the length, and I'm going, thank God it's not that long, because it changed it for $33 to $15, and I sent it priority. I was like, God, I couldn't wait to get rid of those birds.
Yes, that will matter. So when you put in those measurements, you choose calculated shipping. Dagny's in Pennsylvania. That's straight up the East Coast from me. So me and Dagny shipping from one another is not much. But if one of our friends in California wants it, it's going to pretty much be double. But eBay will calculate and charge that for you. As long as you have the size of the box and the weight, they choose it. You don't have to put a price in. I don't recommend I've been doing this since 1999, and I still am not doing flat rate shipping. I would not. The rates change. Like I calculated, maybe I could see if it's, an 8-ounce item, but I still don't. I think people should pay for shipping.
Especially if you're doing international, you definitely want to be very careful doing that.
2 ounces could be $20, and I have made that mistake and paid it.
Correct.
Yeah, and you got to make sure those measurements are right too.
Like Kat on Whatnot, when you do giveaways and people are like, "What? No international shipping?" Because I don't want to ship this and I have to send it to
$15.
No,
I do international, and knock on wood, and I love you guys that are international that come to me, but I am so glad.
I am so free.
Well, I have it on, but I am so happy that they do not win very often. I love you guys, but it is $15 a pop. And I mean, I'm sure because you buy, what you pay.
Yeah.
But it is super, super expensive for that. Mark is paying his late fee. He's not too bad. He's here before 9. Guys, Marcia put that link in again. I want to remind you, because I am going to draw the winner here in about 10 minutes. So go ahead. Marcia's putting the link to the Trash to Cast podcast that came out earlier this morning. You need to comment with the word Nurse Flipper in it. And I am going to pull up their video, and we will pick a winner from their video live here in about 10 minutes or so. So let me give Mark, I think Mark's a mermaid kind of guy. Here you go. That was for me, Vaughn. I'm like, We're swimming. Just keep swimming. All right. My flipping banker says, if I list on List Perfectly, do I also need to use my Reseller Genie for bookkeeping?
I don't use that, so I can't answer.
I don't use it either. I have a, yeah, sorry, I can't answer that one.
No, you don't have to, but Reseller Genie is absolutely great. Great people. They offer a great product, but it's whatever you prefer to use through your own bookkeeping and what you feel comfortable with. And then that's something, maybe a conversation you have with your accountant, what you guys want to work together with. But
yeah, so my understanding, so List Perfectly is not a bookkeeping software, number one.
Correct.
So if you don't have an accountant doing your bookkeeping, my Reseller Genie is great for smaller resellers. I do have a code you guys can get. I think it's 10% off with the Nurse Flipper. That's my code everywhere, almost everywhere. But you can get 10% off, and you don't need QuickBooks and My Reseller Genie. My Reseller Genie does the equivalent of what QuickBooks does. But List Perfectly, I don't think has all of the accounting functions. They do have inventory management and certain things like that, but I don't think they do everything My Reseller Genie does. Or get an accountant. I will tell you, I pay my accountant a lot of money, but my situation is a lot more complicated than your typical reseller. I'm selling on 5 different platforms. I have employees. I'm just all over the place. So my Reseller Genie wouldn't work for me because I have a lot of other stuff going on. And yeah, I guess that. Oh, I wanted to put this up. Look, random facts. Flipper, the original Flipper show, aired for the first time 59 years ago.
Wow.
Random fact night. She heard it on the radio station that Goodwill was playing. How funny is that? I don't know what we would get Flipper for a 59th anniversary. I don't know. I don't know. I've seen that show quite a few times. Lucas is watching. Yeah, 59 years. Lucas is on Facebook, and he wants to know if you increase prices on items and shipping closer to the holidays, and if you do, what month does it start?
I never thought of doing that. Note to self, write that down. I don't. Do you increase prices? No, I sell things like holiday items all year round, but I'm saving some special things for that, hoping to get more money from, but I don't increase my prices on items, no.
Holidays, I try to, well, I guess with Christmas, I try to keep my prices. I don't try to raise my prices. I try to make things easy for people to buy for Christmas because it's expensive time of the year. But I'm like Dagny. One of these fingers go in that direction. There it is. I go and I save and hold on to stuff for like Halloween, Easter, things like that, and I'll bring them out. But I don't really increase the prices or my shipping. I just
you can't say heavier. That's not right.
Yeah, that's not right.
So I would say holiday items.
Yeah, I do. No.
Holiday items sell all year round. So I actually just saw 2 blow modes actually this week for Christmas. When it comes to, do I raise prices on my items? On my actual items, I do not raise prices on them for the holidays. I do have graded comic books. I do have some sports cards. If a player is doing better, I will raise the price of the card because the market is going to start fluctuating. Or if there's news that's dropped for like a Marvel TV show, movie coming out, and then you're going to see a huge influx for that book or something rare for those books, I will increase the price of those books based off news or speculation. Okay. So I do that. This is part of the reason why when it comes to shipping, I always recommend people use calculated shipping. Every 4th quarter, the post office does raise their rates for shipping for the holidays. They have a holiday rate and it goes back down in January. So keep that in mind. If you use calculated shipping, it's automatically going to go through that and do that for you. If you use flat rate shipping, you're going to, at that point in time, you're going to cost yourself a little extra money. So keep that in mind. That's why I always recommend calculated shipping. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, so I do calculated too. I am the person who I might set like a ceramic Christmas tree at a higher price where it might not sell until it gets closer to Christmas, but I don't wait to list. I list them year round, but if it's one I feel the demand and price will go up, I'll price it at what I think it will sell for at Christmas in March. And if it sits there till October, then that's okay. But you might get somebody that really likes it and they buy it in July. So I list all of my holiday stuff year round. I don't increase because calculated shipping does raise those rates for you. As the rates go up, they don't typically go down.
Interesting fact, Kat. Did you know that there's 359 Goodwills in the stores in the state of Florida?
I did not.
Thanks,
That's a lot
Gino.
of Goodwills. Thanks, Gino.
No one likes a one-upper, Gino. All right. I see what you did there.
All right. It is almost 9:00. So I'm going to pick a winner from the Trash to Cash podcast for the Cincinnati Reseller Rally. And look, I have new poly mailers to show you. We personally, not really, this is not true. We did not, but the daisy polys that I love that I do have are sold out. So I would not like to show you something that is sold out. But these look, Brad said I was bougie when I packed stuff in this the other day. It's got a handle and it says thank you, and you close it at the bottom. And it's a little bag. They do have these still in stock. So if you win the GRO pack, you can pick any poly mailer in stock on their website and they will ship it to you free. We're going to give away 2 poly mailers. You pick. If pink's not your color, then get some white ones. You can get whatever colors are available. And if you don't win, you can get 10% off with same code, the Nurse Flipper. That's why I don't change my name. They asked earlier, because I am the Nurse Flipper, whether I am actively nursing or not. That would be a very, very uphill battle if I tried to change my brand 3.5, almost 4 years in.
You're still active your license is still active.
I am still an active RN. Yes, yes. I do not intend on using it, but I am maintaining it. Look, now Scott's paying late. I like these late fees. I'm not going to lie. Oh, there was another one too. Hold on. Let's give Scott. I'm going to give Scott the original super chat. And then there's another one. Here you go, Scott. Thank you.
Super chat.
That one is also a 3-year-old super chat. And then Gino is here because he just gave us the random fact about the Goodwill finds. Gino made all of my newer ones. So here is one for my flipping banker and for Flipper. Somebody said we needed a super chat for Flipper too. So here you go. We did see dolphins when we were out with Dave, ADH Dave. You got
Speaking about that, make sure you guys go over to the Trash to Cash podcast and comment the Nurse Flipper.
I'm going to pull it up.
Looks like Kevin has entered the chat. So,
all right. YouTube random comment picker, share.
For those that don't know, we're doing a charity event at the Reseller Rally. That's what these tickets are for. It's on Whatnot on the Commonwealth Pickers channel. All money is going to the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So please make sure and go bookmark that show. I'll be donating some items. I'll be there.
I actually sent my box. Yay, Kat.
You sent box for Kevin?
Quite a few things to auction off. So a hand-carved vintage jewelry box and some new Monet in the box and a signed Nurse Flipper sticker and vintage filigree brooch too. So there's a lot of good things. All right. So this is pulling from the Trash to Cash video from this morning. They told you to put in Nurse Flipper as the keyword to pick for 2 tickets to the Cincinnati Reseller Rally, over $200 value. They are mine and I cannot go. So we have 61 comments. Can you guys see this? Yes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, let's pick a winner.
I can see it now.
Oh, and Dave said you had to be in the chat too. So Life Under Hazel Skies, are you in the chat? That is the other thing. They said you had to be in the chat. Life Under Hazel Skies, are you in the chat?
I don't see him.
We'll give them a couple minutes, and then I will go ahead and pull up, and we'll give away some Giaro pack. And if they are not in the chat, we will pick another winner. Kevin, can you confirm for me that that is what was said, that they had to be in the chat?
Sorry.
You have to sleep between Dave and Carrie in their hotel room if you win.
No big deal.
Kevin,
When,
oh, what, Rod? No, go
I
ahead.
said, if anyone wants to see the charity that we're auction we're doing or whatnot, I just posted a link in there, so make sure you guys go bookmark that for good cause.
Yeah, so Vicky won the tickets, but unfortunately, she won them here last week, but unfortunately, she's unable to go. She's crying, but she cannot go. But she let me know really fast, so I wanted to make sure someone else got them. You have to go to the Trash to Cash podcast and comment Nurse Flipper. But Kevin, can you... He said, sure, sounds good. Okay, so I'm going to give Life Under Hazel Skies a couple of minutes, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to switch and do 2 drawings for Giaro Pack. So go ahead and hashtag Giaro Pack. If Life Under Hazel Skies is not in the chat, I am going to draw again. You have to be in the chat to win those tickets. Have to be in the chat.
Make sure you don't pull me. Remember, I did it as a joke.
Yeah.
But it was a good joke.
Hashtag Giaro Pack. You can pick these cute little pink thank you with a handle, or you can pick whatever. You can pick any size, any color that is available, and Giaro Pack will send them to you. And if you don't win, the Nurse Flipper, all one word, no spaces. I feel like I should have that on like recording round and round to get 10% off. And their prices are already the lowest that you can find. I will tell you that. I did research it. I'll give you guys 1 more minute. And again, calling Life Under Hazel Skies. Because after we pick these Giaro Pack winners, I will pick another winner for the Reseller Rally tickets. Because I believe it was said that you do have to be in chat to claim them. So you still have time to go to Trash to Cash and comment, because I will draw another one. I have not seen her either.
Mm-mm.
Oh. Fetch. All right, let's pick a winner. We're going to pick 2 winners, so you can still keep entering. And you do need to email me the nurseflipper@yahoo.com with Granny's Nook. You won.
Yay.
Granny's Nook, email me. Look on giaropack.com, pick what color and what size, and then email me what color and size and your mailing address. Please. All right, let's draw again. Marsha or Mark, will you put my email in, please? Dun, da, da, da. Catherine Murray,
Yay.
you are the winner. Do we still not have? No. Okay. Keyword filter. Let's do this again. Hold on. I'm going to switch again. This is for on the Trash to Cash site. Let's continue. See if anybody else got in. It was 60. It is now 64. 4 more got in. Let's go ahead. Pick another winner. You have to be in the chat. Trevor Gibson. Are you in the chat? Trevor Gibson.
I thought I saw that name.
Going once.
Listen, it's delayed.
Oh yeah, that's true. All right.
It is delayed.
Maybe he got scared because he had to sleep between Dave and Carrie.
I'm scared just thinking about that.
I know
I
they're
had
like,
to
"Never
burn my
mind,
eyes."
I don't want it.
There's not a Q-tip to get that out of my brain.
This doesn't work.
I
Just
will-
run it here.
We're gonna give it. Yeah, Kevin said just run it in here. I'll get. Dave doesn't make the rules on this podcast. All right, Trevor, are you here? Going once. It won't be an issue if I run it with the StreamYard giveaway because you have to be here to enter. Do we have Trevor?
Run it. Let's go.
I'm going.
As soon as you lose.
I'm going. Okay. Hashtag nurse flipper, since that's what it was there. With a space.
I'm
And
Trevor. It's gone. I'm Trevor.
you have to. Hi, Trevor Scott. Hashtag nurse flipper with a space. You have to be able to go to Cincinnati on the 30th, a week from Saturday. Please do not enter if you cannot go to Cincinnati a week from Saturday. Please do not enter. Only enter if you can go.
Come hang out with me. I will be there. Me and my wife are going.
I was going to go. I had tickets. I had to hand them back. I was told I was not allowed to take boat rides by my cardiologist.
Oh, boat
He's
rides.
like, no one can get to you quick enough.
Flicker Maple, the answer to that is yes. I put it in the chat. Kevin, you already have tickets. If you win, RIN, Reseller Information Network, will get you a discount on Photo Room from Reseller Information Network.
Oh, that's.
I'm going to give you a dolphin because what else are we doing? Okay, hurry up. When the dolphin is done, we will pick a winner, and you better be here because you just hashtagged it, and it better not be Kevin. That's all I got to say. All right, here you go.
Hi, I'm Goddess.
All right, we are going to pick the final winner. The final winner. 17 entries. Here we go. Shanna! She said it was supposed to be Shanna. Shanna, it is you.
Yay.
It is you. Oh, I'm still hidden. I'm still hidden. It was so close to Kevin. I'm like, is this really going to happen? I really thought it was going to happen. Shanna, you got them. You can message me on Instagram or email me, and I will give your information to Kevin and John. So the tickets we gave away are my tickets, but I'm not able to make it. So I decided to give them away rather than turning them back in. Yay, Shanna. All right. Let's get back to the questions.
Well, that was a lot harder than I expected.
It was trying to give away $200 worth of stuff and nobody wants to take it. All right. Question. If you cross post, do you have to pay all the platforms?
I don't cross post.
I do cross post. And if you have to, I think you still have to pay with List Perfectly all of the platforms, if I'm correct. So if you sell the item, you still get a fee.
Yeah, so I do cross post. I do use List Perfectly for that. I do pay List Perfectly for my cross posting software, and then I pay any fees associated with that platform. Yeah. But it is well worth it because it makes it very simple to maximize all of your listings into multiple places at one time. So it's worth its weight in gold.
Okay, so if you cross post to Poshmark or Mercari or Facebook Marketplace, there are no fees to post. Yep. 0 fees. On eBay, you get $250 for free, and then you can purchase the store to get discounted rate. On Etsy, they are 30 cents every 4 months. So I have went back and forth with Etsy because Etsy, you're paying to list, just like you do on eBay if you're over your free limit. So if you're just starting, I would, I'm not collecting kachinas, but I'm looking at the cha-ching, what I sell. I'm not collecting them, but I do have a lot of them. I like them and I buy them to resell, and they take forever and I don't mind. I have a big display on my desk. There. You see them all?
Oh, yeah.
I have a lot of them. I love kachina dolls. I actually just hung up a picture that was given to me in the shed because I sold my Romero Brito picture, so I hung up a kachina one. Oh, yeah, and Kevin, well, unless it's Etsy, you have to pay every 4 months a listing fee. But then you only will pay the fee on the platform you sell it on. So
People, Kevin, I had a Bonanza sale today, actually.
I had another Bonanza sale too.
Yeah. Well, actually, it was like 5 days ago. I didn't realize it till today, but I just say it was today. So
yeah, mine was a DVD. It wasn't anything
mine was a
impressive.
DVD as well. Fargo.
Is that what? Yeah, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
All right. Pop tab. How do you find your sell-through rate on eBay, or do you calculate it yourself? So you calculate it yourself. You take the number of items you've sold and divide it by the number of items you have listed. And a good sell-through rate depends on your business model. Mine is actually at 10% for the last 90 days because I have almost 6,000 items listed. So I've made over $20,000 the last 3 months, but I have a crappy sell-through rate. But some people have 50%. Some people's business model, they only pick up fast selling and they have over 100%. So it really depends on your business model. I would say watch it and try to increase it against yourself as showing like if you're doing good or not. Does anybody have anything else to add to that?
No.
Okay.
Same way.
Pretty straightforward.
Lillian wants to know, with flat rate shipping, do you use shipping policies? I don't think any of us here on the panel use flat rate shipping. I think we're all calculated. Am I right?
You are all calculated.
I use flat rate shipping sometimes to ship comic books because I charge $15 a grading. I'm going to ship through UPS, so it's going to be $15 because with my insurance, I have to pay on top of it.
Holy Moses! It was $100 vintage shirt sale. What?
Ooh.
Florida Gators, thank you for beating Tennessee and
It's football
selling my
season.
vintage shirt for $100. I paid $1 for that, guys.
High five.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I was super excited. I'm happy to see that one. What advice can you give? Miss Myra is on Facebook for listing that would attract more views. So I think this is just basic listing. What are best practices? I guess I would say.
I don't add emojis. I don't add cute. I don't add stuff like that. I'm very straightforward. Vintage, butterfly, trinket box, and then sometimes I'll throw up a measurement. I look like, what are they going to look for? You know, I don't add hard to find. I don't add all that stuff. Don't do that. Stop it.
So I'm again like Dagny on that. I don't do all the emoji stuff, but what I do is I look at some of like Kat. She sells a lot of stuff. So you want to look at people that are selling a lot of items, especially the same item you are, and see when you look at sold or go on to Worth Point, you look at the wording they're using. And a lot of
copy their title.
What is it?
Copy their title.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, there's no shame in copying, guys. Go to my store, copy whatever you want. I don't care.
I was talking about Worth Point, but I was going to go to Dagny's store.
I copy sold things too all the time.
Yeah. So I would say one thing that
highest to lowest.
Yes, that I was just about to say that. Yeah. So go to sold listings, look from highest to lowest to see if there's anything special that they're adding to their listings. Also, too, you have 80 characters to use. Don't write a 40-letter description when you have another 40 words to put in there. Like, for example, like if I have a wrestling figure from AEW, I'm going to add WWF, I'm going to add WWE, even though they're not part of that company, because people are searching for those other categories in the wrestling figures. So you make sure you maximize that. Also, too, make sure you have a good photo. That first photo is what's going to entice people. Plain and simple. Like if I'm going to walk into a bookstore, what's going to catch my eye? Your photo needs to catch your eye. That's why that has switched to using AI photos for a lot of our first photos, just for the fact that it catches people's eye. So those are the two biggest things I would say increase. Go ahead.
I'm going to interrupt you. I agree. And because today, I always tell the story when I listed for Jocelyn and she had, let's say this pumpkin, and someone else had the pumpkin, and in the background was a jar of pickles. And I said, can I take pictures with jars of pickles in the background? Like, no. And then today it was something I had, and the first picture was fine. And the second picture, they took the picture like this. It was completely blurry. And then the other one, it was the ground. Check your photos. Check your photos. Don't make it like this.
Don't do that one photo that went viral where the guy didn't realize that when he was taking the picture in the reflective vintage toaster, he was butt naked.
Woo!
Yeah. Now, I don't know if that was a selling point.
For the record, Kat is also encouraging keyword spamming.
That's why we work so well together.
I'll go on record for that one. Keywords. Yeah. So first 5 words are most important in the title. Don't worry about grammar. Mine sound like if you're a nurse or have been in the medical profession, they sound like word salad, which is a psychiatric disease. That's what my eBay titles look like, is word salad. No punctuation. Nobody's searching a comma. Nobody's searching a colon. Nobody's searching that stuff.
No.
Also,
yes,
too,
the new viral definitely sold the toaster.
Yeah, I would say also too, though, make sure you guys learn like certain keywords for the categories you're selling in. Like, for example, if I'm selling action figures that are brand new in the box, MOC, because it means mint on card. So if you're in that category, figures, hardcore collectors are going to put in MOC on that, mint on card. So there's certain things like VTG. You can put that instead of vintage. You put vintage or VTG. It's both going to give you the search vintage. So make sure you guys know those little acronyms along the way, because those abbreviations are going to help you out tremendously.
Eclectic Element said, "We are good luck. She sold a $700 hearing aid that she only paid $500 or $25 for."
Awesome.
That's amazing.
Congrats.
I also want to say that to get more views and sell more, fill out the specifics that you would sort by. So one for me, I am so word salad. I'm word salad just talking. So if you I'll do a lot if something's 2 colors, right? If it's blue and yellow, I might put blue in my title, but in the item specifics, I picked yellow.
Oh.
Because if you type out blue and yellow, nobody can filter that out. But if they filter to blue or yellow, it will come up. So, and I always put, if it has the option vintage, yes or no, I'm going to pick that one, because I feel like people would sort by vintage. If there's a size, I'm going to fill that out. If it's asking me if it's signed for jewelry, if it is signed, I'm going to fill that out, because even though I don't put signed in my title, if I pick yes, it's signed in the specifics and somebody searches for signed amber necklace, it will come up. Totally. Harley Davidson.
So if you know, Kevin got suspended for having
Kevin is on record saying take pictures with your feet, guys, just so you know.
Nicely done, Kevin. Nicely done.
I don't know. Just put football and Harley Davidson. Cat puts football and everything sells.
Football. Listen, who was it last night? Birds. Listen, so I was doing my jewelry sale, and every piece I showed, she's like, that looks like a bird egg. That looks like a bird. And I'm like, everything is not a bird. So bird was the word last night on my whatnot. We always have random words and it's fun. So bird was last night. What would you think the best platform to sell jewelry on? Mostly sterling.
I would guess, I don't know, whatnot.
I like Etsy and whatnot. Honestly, those are 2 really good platforms to go. I mean, it's according to what I have. In sterling, if I see something that's got a high sell rate on eBay, obviously I'm going to put it there. I do it anyway because I put it all over different platforms. I spread myself.
Anytime I get this question, I just go, "Hello, Kat. What's the best platform to sell this on?"
So, if it is named by a designer and higher end, for me, it is going to go on. I mean, it'll go on all the platforms, but I would say the best 2 are going to be eBay and Etsy. And if it is not signed, I will tell you it is not easy to sell sterling on eBay. The market is overly saturated. I would recommend promoting at 10 to 15% on jewelry, because search sterling necklace, and I bet there's over 100,000 of them. So I also would recommend you keyword them very well, just like we were talking about. You want to put very descriptive words so people can find that item. But for me, I don't put run-of-the-mill sterling on eBay. It is a very, very long tail. It's very hard sell. But if it's sterling Victorian cameo, that I might put on eBay. So the more rare items are the ones that are by designers. Those I would put on eBay. And anything I put on eBay, if it's vintage, goes on eBay, Etsy, Mercari, and Poshmark, just to clarify. Real quick, Florida Picking and Prints. You saw me with ADH Dave. I did not consent to being filmed. No. Am I from Citrus County? I'm from Levy County. So I'm a next door neighbor to Citrus County, but we go scalloping in Citrus County almost every week during scallop season. So apparently we are going again this Sunday. Brad told me, but he said I have to do a split trip. I have to let him go fishing. And Sunday is the last day of scalloping season till next year. So yeah, but yes, I'm a neighbor of Citrus County.
Don't you have lobster coming up soon?
I don't ever lobster because I feel like that's more like South Florida. And the one time I went to the Florida Keys during mini lobster season, I bought like all this stuff to go lobstering. Like they have tickle sticks. You have to tickle the lobsters out of their holes. So I bought all of this stuff, and then we're on the kayak, and I spent I spent a lot of money, and we get out there, and I saw lobsters, and I forgot the stuff at our tent.
You forgot your tickle stick?
I forgot my tickle stick.
You have to have the tickle stick.
I bought a tickle stick and didn't use it. So
I always have my tickle stick, so I don't know. I'm just saying.
I feel like we're in one of my whatnot shows right now.
Is your tickle stick the right size, Rod?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh, here we go to this video again. Oh, here we go.
Okay, we just went to After Dark at 9:23 p.m. Eileen wants to know, do you like preload or not preloading on Whatnot?
I preload on Whatnot, and I've watched other shows have given reasons why they don't preload. I like it in order. This is what's in my store. Then they can pre-bid on it. And because I don't do, what do you want me to run? Or I don't like to do it on the fly. I like to have everything ready to go, and we will go from 1 to 20 in certain order. So just the show I run, it is preloaded. And I like the idea that people look at my show and then they can pre-bid and gets them excited about what's coming up.
What she said.
I think it depends on what kind of sale you're doing.
I think
like
that
to preload.
Oh, preload.
You go.
Yeah. I would say no. I think it's extremely important, especially unless you have like Harry Tornado, where you just pop up and you have 35,000 followers, stuff like that. I think it's very important that you preload all your items in your store, and take video footage of what you have beforehand. Take a great photo. The reason for that is you want people to click on it to bookmark your show. A lot of people are starting out, and a lot of people need that to build that audience, especially in the very beginning. So I think it's very important. Also, too, like I don't go and order my shows, but it allows people to go through and pick out stuff so that I can run 3 or 4 items, then run that one item. So it gets people to stay a little bit longer, when you're doing your shows. Say, can you run number 67? No problem. I got 3 more items. I'll run 67. Or I say, hey, I had number 54 on deck. It's coming up and stuff like that. So it gives you a way to communicate with the chat. It gets them engaged. It gets them looking at other items. Because if you hear people in there requesting stuff, I'm going to quick go and look and see what's, and if I was there too, I'm like, oh, what are they requesting? What else is good in there? So if people are requesting certain items, I think it's very important. I preload all my shows, and make sure that you have, if you're going to run one show, you don't have to have anything preloaded in your next show yet, but make sure you have multiple shows scheduled, because that way you can promote your future show, especially if people like what you have in there. Hey, you know what? I got one coming up in 2 weeks. I don't have anything loaded in there. I'm going to do it this week, but make sure you guys bookmark it if you like what you see. So it definitely helps out. Oh, and a little plug here. I need 5 more followers on Whatnot, and I'm going to do a complete giveaway show. Everything's going to be free. So I'm 5 away from 1,000.
That's a good plug.
Yeah.
All right. So my answer today is not what my answer would have been a month ago, and it might surprise some of you. I have been doing about 25% not preloaded, and I have done very well with them, and I like them. And I think people are so used to me and my little OCD of having everything cataloged and everything perfect that I call it Cat's Wild West shows, and we just do whatever the heck we feel like. And yes, Lynn, I agree. A new Whatnot seller needs to go out of order, and you need to go by request. I agree with that 100%. You need to take request and sell what the people that are there right then want. I have been doing linen shows where I just run them, and I've started a new thing where if one doesn't sell, then I add another. So now it's a bundle of 2 for a $5 start, or $3 with hankies, and only a few times I've gotten to 3. Like I make a bundle of 3. I will add a third one. And I really like that. And we're doing it on the jewelry sales as well. So if but see, this is the thing. So it's out of character for me, I feel like.
Yeah.
And so people are like, yes, we're having a Wild Wild West show with Kat.
Now, question for Kat, though. A question. Do you think it's because you already have a built-in Whatnot following that the pop-up shows work well for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. But I have a lot of new buyers in those shows too that don't know me. So I really don't know. But I think like with the linens, I try and put only like really, really nice linens in there. And again, I've gotten to where I'm like, okay, I think it's worth $3, but maybe you don't. So here are 2 for $3, and I'm okay with that. And the same with the jewelry. I'm doing the same thing there because I might think it's worth $5, but you don't. And my reasoning for being on Whatnot is fast sales. Everybody's saying it's because I go fast. Yeah, there's no dilly-dallying in Cat shows. Like, boom, boom, boom. Even if it's Wild West, I have something running all the time. Okay.
Speaking about Wild West, Cat, I got something for you right here. It looks like you have to have something run right now. Looks like she can't make it to the event, so we got to run it again.
Okay. I have the entries. I have the entries still there. I have the entries. We're not entering again. I have the entries. I'm just going to draw a winner. Please still be here for the love of Kevin Commonwealth Picker. Here we go. It's going to be Kevin Commonwealth Picker. I'm calling it.
Oh, I would laugh.
Oh,
so close. So close.
Snowberry Vintage, please be here. Snowberry Vintage.
There she is.
Snowberry Vintage. Is she there?
She
I don't
was.
see her.
Please still be here. Please. Please.
What tiger?
Yay! There she is.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you
and
go?
she just sent me a picture of that. So she sent me a picture to tell me about the comment, and she just won. There you go.
Oh, all right,
Okay,
so
on that
no other
same
question.
message-
Can she go? That's what we need to know. Can she go?
Can you go? Can you go? Yes or no?
The suspense is killing me right now.
Yeah.
We're all like pins and needles.
She's turning
Oh,
around.
baby
going,
Jesus,
"Honey, let's
please
go."
allow her to be able to go.
Please.
Let's go.
Let
Yes.
us.
Yeah.
Yes. Perfect.
Done.
She posted email Cincinnati Picker. That's what Kevin said earlier.
Yeah, yes. I'm gonna message me your real name of you and who's going, and I will send it on to John and tell him you're taking my tickets. So I also want to say, so I go fast. There's always something running. There's no something is always for sale in my show. Always.
And I do 15 seconds because you do 15 seconds because 30 is an
It's long.
eternity. 15 will get you to 30 sometimes if you have something
If
really
the
good.
bidding keeps going, yes.
It will build up. And then especially if no one likes it, then you're like, okay.
The only
So
I would say
15 seconds.
the only good thing for 30 seconds is if you're doing a stacking one where you keep adding
to
items
show 'em
as it
different
goes
things.
on. So that's good for 30 seconds. But I agree with you, 15 seconds because
It's
people are going to
plenty
bid.
of
It's going to go an extra 5, extra 10.
Yes. It's
And nothing's
Okay.
worse than sitting there
Yeah.
for 30 seconds, no one bids.
terrible.
Yeah.
And it makes people
So,
want to buy it. It's like, 'cause they're
Whatnot.
like, oh, no, I want it. I want it.
Or
Yeah.
sudden
Like
death.
watching the clock. Yeah.
Yeah, that's scared. I have, in the last 2 weeks had horrible whatnot sales to where I was making no money. And that's why I'm doing Wild West. I'm trying different things. Guys, you have to pivot, whether it's on Whatnot, on eBay, reselling in general. If something's not working, change it. So I was selling my gemstone jewelry, or I was not selling my gemstone jewelry, as the case might be. And that was rings that are sized, so I couldn't like make piles because they didn't make sense to put together because they were different sizes. So I got to 40 and said, that's it. Like, I don't want to waste my time or my viewers' time. If they don't like what I have, I'm not going to keep going. So I ran some linens because I had some sitting on the table. We ran some linens, and then I had sold a kitty cat, a gemstone kitty cat. And somebody said, do you have more cats? Why, yes, I just got a lot of cats in. Let me go get the cats. Well, 30 cats later, I did more than my average on Whatnot.
Oh my God.
So literally I sold 30 cats and I had them. I'm like, yes, and if you're in my shows, I'm like, what do you want? If you don't want this, tell me. If I have it, I will go get it and we will run it. But then here's the thing with Whatnot, guys. The next night, which was last night, I sold every single piece of gemstone jewelry that didn't sell the night before.
Wow.
And I sold it at asking price. Every single one. And I ran late. I was tired, but I had an audience and they were buying. So we copied all of the unsolds. It was almost 50 of them from the night before.
Well, that's a lot.
And I sold 150 items, but I had the buyers and I haven't been making money. So I was if you're bidding, I am staying. Not only Kat everybody can pivot like that, but you better have a closet full of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Lynn, what I do, Kat says that me and Rod are both clicking things. What I do, I have envelopes that are numbered and I put cats choice and I put 4 to 6 cats of different colored gemstones. And when you put in the quantity on Whatnot, it numbers them. So it was cats number 1, cats number 2. They do get kind of mad. They get angry. Cats number 3.
Sorry.
And then linens, I have poly mailers and I number them L1, L2, L3. And I just number them as I'm going and put them up. And I run just as fast as an uncatalogued show. But anybody can do that. Thank you for purchasing, Miss Lynn. Did you get a cat? Cats was the night before. So, guys, anybody can do that. If they don't like what you have and you have other stuff, show it to them. You're there.
Pivot.
And then take that stuff and try it the next night, because I was up till 1:00 in the morning watching a very good Colorado versus Colorado State football game, by the way. It was absolutely amazing. So I was watching the Colorado game and I was cataloging until 1 a.m., which the game went into overtime. So it was still going at 1 a.m. And I was like, I spent all this time cataloging. I'm going to run it another night, they might not want it tonight, but they might want it tomorrow. So you have to keep trying because there are different people for sure. Okay. Let me be quiet. I think we answered how to charge for shipping earlier. Has anyone on the panel sold at a flea market? And if you have, what was your experience and would you recommend it?
I've done it once. And it was fun. And we would like to do it more, but my husband's schedule doesn't allow it. And so we hope to in the future, because we got, rid of some stuff that we just had hanging around. We have a weekly flea market here in our area. So I would recommend it. If your cost, you don't want to have to give $40 and then only sell $10 worth of stuff. That would be terrible. But I liked it. I hope to do it again in the future.
I did one and I loved it. I mean, it was a lot of fun, and it was like, you got your table out there, so many different people out there and people coming through, and it was a lot of fun. It was. I would do it again. We don't have very many flea markets where I'm at here, unfortunately. So yeah, that's kind of tough. I'm going to go to Dagny State.
I would say the best piece of advice I can give you for a flea market, bring a tent. because it gets super hot and you beat down the sun on you all day long. But I would say price your items to move and be willing to negotiate is the biggest thing. And be talkative, be outgoing with your customers come through, but work deals, because people are there to work deals. Just like a yard sale, people are there to negotiate and bring items that you're willing just to blow out. Anytime I've sold at the flea market, it's one of those things. What I bring is what I plan not to leave with. So I want to blow everything out. And that's the biggest thing to do. Except if it's something like sports cars or something like that, then that's a little bit different. But most of the time, you're there to move merchandise, and people are there willing to buy. So,
yes, and I have done it as well. I just don't have as much time anymore. But I would say know your market here in Florida, at least at the market in my town. It is pretty dead during the summer because it's very snowbird driven. So September, October, it's a completely different market. Like, you would not believe the difference. Yes, get there early. A lot of the people that really buy are there at 7 a.m. because they want to be the first one to look through stuff.
Before that, and also bring a flashlight, because people will be walking around with flashlights like 5 o'clock in the morning, looking at your tables and what you're searching in. So bring a flashlight.
Yeah, and
I looked up that flea market. Oh, sorry.
What's up?
What? Okay, go. After
I looked at the flea market you were talking about in Webster. And yeah, that's one of the ones that you definitely would want to go and use a flashlight with and get out there early.
Yeah.
So.
One of my future videos coming up here, I went with I was there with Age Dave and stuff that we had our flashlights on our phones out, walking around and trying to look around at everything as we're filming. So
another random fact for you guys: Robin's brother has an amazing side hustle selling chicken at the flea market. Before I started reselling again, you hatch 100 chickens a week, and I sold them. I'm always, like, my whole life, I'm always selling something, and I always have a side hustle. And everybody's like, "Kat, what are you doing now? Like, what are you doing now?" So yeah, I would recommend it, but I would say know it, because for me to go here in the summer would probably really be a waste of time. Ours is actually starting to advertise on Instagram, which kind of blew me away. They're trying to get vendors in. They're trying to get a little barber shop. So they're actually putting money into it. So I'm actually kind of excited to see if it does continue throughout the year, because they're advertising, trying to bring vendors in. I was like, what is the Chiefland flea market doing on Instagram? Like, what? So yeah. I mean, yeah. All right. When listing an item, do you have, when listing, can it,
have you remove auction as an offer? Do you remove?
All right, when you're running an auction, do you remove the buy it now? That's what they're asking. Because you can add a buy it now to your auctions.
Or it can say, or it could be auction or best offer.
Yes.
Maybe that's what they mean. No, I don't.
No, because you have the option to do auction or auction with best offer on there.
I do.
So if you run auctions, do you put buy it now option?
Yeah, there's buy it now options on there.
No, because then I would put it not as an auction.
I put it as buy it now.
I do a lot of my stuff is buy it now with an offer. Everything is with an offer. And then if I do auction, it's just auction. And if it doesn't sell, then I list it, and then it's buy it now or best offer.
Sweet. Yeah, I do the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I run an auction, I just run an auction. I don't put.
That's why you're running the auction.
On it. Some people do. Some people can throw it on there, but I think it's once someone places a bid, that buy it now disappears usually too. So I just run auctions.
Right.
I put a buy it now. I like to disagree with the whole panel tonight.
You do your option the lowest that you want it to start. So if you want $10, don't start it at $5 because it's going to sell for $5
or 99 cents.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say that, not 99 cents.
Don't do that. Stop it.
So you started at the lowest you're willing to take, and you price it to buy it now at an absolutely ridiculously high price. That if they buy it, you're happy. So I put the buy it now. I can't delete the auction. Oh, so Miss Deborah, She only wants buy it now. So
Gotcha.
let me go into one of my drafts.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm going to show you real quick.
So-
I'm going to show you on the phone. You have to switch the auction off.
Yes.
But if someone has already bid on it, she can't.
Right.
So does your auction have a bid on it, Deborah?
Yes, you would have to.
End
You
it.
would have to end the item. Claudette reserves. We talked about this last week. I think if I see a reserve auction, I won't bid, so I don't use them.
With eBay now, though, if you have an auction going, if you end it early, you're still going to get charged a fee for that auction, for that item. So you were going to have to contact eBay to ask them to say it was an accident and then went away. Now you do buy it now. Yeah.
So so when you're listing, make sure you turn that auction off and turn on buy it now.
Yep.
But if you already have it on buy, why? Because I don't know what their reserve is, and I've bid on stuff that their reserve was absolutely ridiculous, and I waste my time bidding. What are your thoughts on reserve? Would you bid on an auction that has a reserve?
No.
Reserve is a turnoff because they have a set price in mind. What's the sense of running an auction? Just let's buy it now and go from there.
Start it at the lowest you're willing to take.
I don't bid on the
then
auctions that have
there's no-
reserves. It's a waste of my time.
Right.
Yeah, but you never
I
know
move
what the
on.
reserve is at. You have to
No.
meet that reserve in order for that item to actually sell.
When I first started eBay, I put a reserve on. This is probably like 15, 20 years ago. I put a reserve on the item, and then I would just get bombarded with emails saying, "What's your reserve? What's your reserve? What's your reserve? What's it?" So it's pointless. I don't like reserves at all.
Yeah. Goth Kitten Life wants to know, how can I gain traction on eBay, and do any of us have videos about how to grow on eBay?
When I first started on eBay, before YouTube and all this, I listed all the time. You list all the time because then that keeps pushing you up. You know, your listings are up there. People notice you. You don't do one and then weeks go by. So before all of the YouTube and meeting people, I was listing all the time on eBay. And I have not made a video about how to grow on eBay, etc.
I'm like Dagny. I have not made a video on how to grow on eBay, but I will tell you the way to gain traction on eBay is do sales. Run different offers out there. That brings people in and also boosts you up in the algorithm on eBay. And your sales will actually boost up. It does really well with me. I'll run different sales and, the price of the items. If you have certain items that you don't want to put in there, you can actually take them out. But just doing that helps to actually boost your store. And to me, it really works out well.
So you want to list at least a minimum of 5 items a day, and that's minimum, I would say. If you can do 5 items a day, that's 150 items a month you can get on there. But I would shoot for 10, 20, 15, 10, 15, 20 items a day. Like they were saying, you want to try to list as much as possible. But the reason why you want to be consistent and list every single day, because people search eBay 2 different ways. Newly listed items for items that they're just looking for, they can't find, underpriced items that they quick do a buy now, or they're looking for items ending that day. So by listing every single day, you're going to hit the algorithm, newly listed items and items ending that day. So you have that full 30-day cycle. So it's very important to continue that every single day. So you have items listing and coming down because people are going to find those items. Also, too, make sure you're checking your sell-through rates. You're having items that people actually want. If you're just listing junk up there, you're not going to get growth from there. So make sure you have items there. And I would say if you're starting out, I always tell people list your items slightly below the market value. Just starting out on eBay because you're trying to just a little bit, like 10%, correct. And the reason why I say this is because when you're a newer seller, you want to get some traction going. And if eBay sees you get a sale, it's going to get the algorithm going for you. It's going to start boosting your sales because anytime I find a good deal on an item, first thing I'm going to do is look at the seller's other items or like similar items that I'm listing there. So also too, that's another thing too. When you are listing, make sure you're listing similar items because you can list those faster. And you can people are going to be looking for similar items too. So I take different days where I might list clothing one day, and next day I'll list video games or something like that. Or I'll spread it out too, where I list video games 3 days in a row because I'm just trying to hit the algorithm.
Yeah, so I agree with what everybody said. Consistency is definitely key. I have several videos about how to grow on eBay. I have videos on how to list faster. I have a playlist that is just tips and tricks for resellers. So if you put it on that, that's like shipping tips. It's tips to list faster. I have a video on keywords to get more sales. I have like top 5 mistakes that resellers make. I have a ton. They are older. I haven't done any in quite a while. I think I did one last month, but most of them are older, but they're still very, very pertinent and very relevant. So if you look at that playlist, I have a bunch. Sorry.
And I didn't want you to, I see you have your chat, but, and see, the Kat's all free. All of Kat's videos are free to you. There's also free information on eBay. You do not have to pay to learn how to sell on eBay. Watch her video and then go
And
on
watch
eBay.
her other video that she has where she teaches you not to put your items at 99 cents.
Here's the thing. I will say, though, it's okay, though, what people do, because people want that one-on-one, or they want that curated information provided to them when they don't want to go searching for it. So it's not always bad, but I agree with you. There's a lot of bad
Try
information
the free
out
stuff
there.
first, then. Try
Yes.
the free stuff
Yeah.
first, and then go down.
I would say, and I say this from somebody who charges for one-on-one coaching. I do offer one-on-one coaching. As that person, if you come to me and ask me, you're going to get the information in 5 minutes versus watching it for an hour on YouTube to get the same information. But you can get all of what I teach for free. Dagny is right, but you're going to get it in an hour versus 30 or 40 hours. So, but I would say, and this is from coaching people over the years, I would say, be sure you want to do it. I think that's kind of what Dagny's saying. That's like the number one thing, because I've had people pay me for coaching and then they're like, I don't want to do this. It is a lot of work. It is fun if you love it. It does not feel like work. If you do not love it, it will very much feel like work. So make sure you want to do it.
Yeah.
And see, look, I do care. I do care. But here's the thing again. Now I have to find, Rod, will you find that again? Here's the thing again.
What am I finding?
Like when I do coaching, you're paying me to teach you. I am not doing it for you. If you say, what should I price this at? I'm going to teach you how to figure out what you should price that at. You're not paying for me to do your work for you. And so some people don't like that. But I want to teach you so that you can do it by yourself and you can have your business without me. Because I'm very expensive if you want me to be your pricer. I will tell you I'm not cheap.
And also, I've done coaching one-on-one with people too. And one thing that me and Kat both will say, like, if someone comes to us and say, hey, I'm going to spend this money to do this. If you're not qualified, we're not going to coach you either. You know, you're not going to take someone's money just to do that. They have to make sure they meet the certain requirements for you to actually take them on, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't talk about it a lot. I don't push it because I want the people that really want it and go out of their way and like email me and be like, hey, you know, I want them to be ready to do it. I went to DC. I did consulting in DC. I took Dalton with me and I talked to her on the phone the other day and she is doing amazing. She has over 100 items listed. She has had a ton of sales and she took it and ran. She's doing absolutely amazing. So you need to really, but she wanted that. She didn't want to sit through all the videos and I've done it. I've taken some courses. I'm willing to pay if I don't want to sit through stuff. That's just like paying for the programs that save me time. But it is all, I will tell you, everything that comes out of my mouth is in one of my videos. And I will be very upfront about that. Somebody asked me, Lynn, I clicked off of it again. Hold on. I will not be mad at you if you do hankies and linens because 100 people are selling jewelry on Whatnot a day. You can even sell them at the same time as me. I don't care, guys. I'm here to help you. I'm not here to hinder you. Okay, Mary, please say what. I'm going to shut up. I'm very talkative tonight.
You're fine. You don't have to say anything. No, what I was going to say is I'm one of these people. I mean, I own a business besides doing this. And one of the things I don't do is... No, messed it up. One of the things I don't do is I don't spend money on something that is not going to help me or benefit me. And I'm going to tell you something. I joined Kat's membership a long time ago. And the thing is like, I've learned so much from her. I mean, there's so much that we learn every day. I don't care how long you've been doing this. Every day, every reseller out here, we all learn. You know, my husband for the longest time thought that reselling and YouTubing was so easy. He sat home with me for one day and he goes, it took you how many hours to do a YouTube? I'm going, yeah, we're not even going to go with that. And I still had to do all the listings. So I'm listing while I'm waiting for uploads. There's a lot of work in this, but it's so much fun. I mean, just, you know, don't think of it. If you feel like you're failing, don't. That's how you learn. You learn from failing because it makes you stronger. It makes you look at what you did wrong. And finding people like Kat, Rod, Dagny, there's a lot of good resellers and YouTubers out there that have absolutely so much information. You know, grab a hold of it. Everybody has something that you can learn from. Okay, I'm done.
Okay. All right. Let me give Robin her dolphin. I'm like, we have like 30 questions, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, let's power through this. Quick answers for the next 10,
Okay.
20, 10, 15 minutes.
Okay, we're going to do speed round after this dolphin.
Looks like my
Dun,
husband.
dun. Okay, answer these questions as fast as you can. This one's pretty easy. Who's decorated for Halloween, and are you still listing Halloween items?
I have not decorated for Halloween. I've been making things for people to buy for them to decorate for Halloween.
I have not decorated for Halloween, but I have listed, yes.
We started decorating for Halloween, and I list Halloween items all year round because they sell all year round just as much as Christmas items.
I have not decorated for Halloween. I need to soon, and I list Halloween items year round, but I haven't had a ton lately. All right, Valerie. Whoa, what just happened?
I don't know. I went to click
I
it. You clicked
unclicked it, and you unclick the next one.
Yeah,
we can't find it. Shagan wants to know: do you sell on Posh or Mercari, and if so, how often do you sell electronics on there?
No.
Yes, I smell. Oh my God. I sell. I sell on Macquarie.
Well, I don't smell.
You smell out the electronics.
Yes. So I don't smell, but I do sell on Posh and Macari. And I don't really sell. I mean, I sell a lot of video games on Macari, and I've sold some handhelds before, but not a lot of electronics on there.
I sell on Posh and Mercari, but I don't really sell electronics, Shagan, so I can't help you. I'm sorry.
Especially because of Posh, it's 5 pounds. You can't go over 5 pounds. So
be very, very careful. A 10-pound item on Posh costs $20 extra to ship. Dagny, do you still thrift with Jocelyn?
I do when our schedules allow it. I was just with her
and
in
look,
Springfield, Ohio.
I have the missing lid theory shirt on
there
tonight.
You go. Yeah.
You can't even read it. I've worn it a little too much. It's very comfy. Okay. Oh, Rod.
Hey, whoa.
Me and Rod are trying to both hurry. For Mercari, if you sell on Mercari, do you do your own shipping or labels through Mercari?
I don't sell through Mercari.
I sell through Macari, and I do my own shipping labels, and I use Pirate Ship.
So I ship. So every platform I sell on, I ship through their labels. It's so much easier that way, and I just move on. Buyer pays it. I have all my items cross-listed, so it doesn't matter what the shipping is on each platform. Find it cheaper than other platforms then.
Yeah, and I agree with Rod. I get my labels through Mercari. Shush up, Sonny, Las Vegas. And there's a FedEx, there's a FedEx option on Mercari that's not that expensive. That's the one that I typically use, and it tracks through the post office and you drop it off the post office. How often do you use suggested listing price from eBay? I had 2 listings. They recommended more money today, and I went with it.
I never do that.
I never do it either.
Never do that because.
Sorry.
No, I would say never do that because there are fake listings on eBay and fake buy it nows that people don't pay for, so it throws everything off.
And that is one area that the AI does not always get it correct, guys. I would suggest never using that. because they're not comparing apples to apples. They're comparing apples to oranges a lot of time. Dagny, are you going to Adamstown Extravaganza this weekend?
Not this weekend. I'm going there next week.
Perfect. Amy, Dagny, you're so popular. Did we just delete another one?
No, it was back to back, same question.
Oh, okay. Where can I get info on a bolt of hippie flowered fabric? Google Lens is not helping, and they can't read the name.
I saw this question earlier, and I thought that maybe you could go to like a fashion school or something like that and ask them for help. They might have a catalog of something like that. That's what I would try.
I usually talk to my best friend. She was from that era and she loves to sew.
So
she's usually pretty good at it. Old friends. Yeah, I'm old. So yeah, I got old friends.
I don't know. I have no idea.
So
Come on, Ron.
I would search vintage 70s flower fabric, and I would find comps on similar pieces of fabric. I wouldn't worry about the name. I would worry about keywording it right, and stuff like that sells whether you know the name or not. That is what I would do. Okay, really quick. I don't think eBay International has the shipping program anymore. It's just the standard thing for everybody. And
global shipping program.
Global shipping program. eBay International is gone. So if you do international, do you exclude any countries?
I just go with whatever eBay says I can mail it.
Yes, but we won't name them.
There's the regulations. The regulations can change all the time. So I just go by whatever eBay allows and just use their shipping program.
Yeah, I just use their program and I don't exclude any other countries. Laura, is there a photo room or photo room plus? There is a paid photo room and it is absolutely worth it. It will let you edit 50 photos at a time versus one. And I believe it's now $79.99 a year. I posted in chat earlier, Reseller Information Network, RIN, will get you a discount on there if you would like to use it. And I need a cut on that Reseller Information Network. I need a % off of this.
And with the higher one too, you can use the AI backgrounds, which is worth its weight in gold.
Anna says, why am I getting so many private messages on Etsy? Customers saying Etsy is asking for my email. Those are scammers. Do not answer that. Report them and block them.
Yes.
Look, we're getting through. We're down to 18. We have 2 minutes left. We can do it. Wait a minute. You should also change your picture to a small little dog.
Perfect. Have you ever had a package return? Oh my gosh, due to the buyer being deceased. Ooh. This happened to me. What do you do?
No.
What do you do?
I would.
That's the answer.
No, I have not.
I have.
Oh.
It was a decanter set. I did. And it was actually a Floridian I sent it down to. It came back to me 5 months later.
Wow.
And I was like, okay. And the son was like, my mom bought all this stuff, and I was like, yeah, no problem. I contacted, it was actually through Etsy when it happened. And I was like, I contacted them when you could still contact them. It was weird.
Chivius Mariposa says, refund the money, send condolence. I don't know what I would do.
No, if they're deceased, do not refund the money because their bank account could be locked up. So that money could get locked up again. So I'm going to resell the item and just move on.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I mean, it's.
I don't know what I would do, and I have not ever had that happen.
Yeah, I've never had
it either. It because my mother-in-law with the estate when she died, we wind up. There was so much stuff she would buy, and she had so much stuff. Oh my God, she was a hoarder, and I mean boxes from like Amazon that were never opened, and we would return them back because it's part of her estate. So I just felt like I should refund them, but you guys are probably right.
Lori Lee wants to know if eBay can ding you for late shipping when it takes a long time to get delivered. eBay does not calculate when it's delivered. eBay calculates when you send it out.
When it's
so you should not. Yeah, you should not get dinged for sending it out. Or it taking a long time. The only reason you would get ding is if you took a long time to actually ship it.
And just to clarify, that's not printing your label. That's actually being scanned at the post office. The post office has to scan it. That's when eBay starts their shipping time on it for you.
Patricia wants to know if we worry about buyers in California not buying from us because we use calculated on over 2 pounds?
No.
They buy from me.
Because they can search closer to your, like, look closer to you then. I live in Pennsylvania. You live in California. It's going to be expensive. Look in Washington.
I would love to buy things from Australia, but I'm not because it's so expensive. So I'm going to find something closer. Plain and simple.
Yeah. Shipping is what it is. I do not worry about it. Why? If I'm not paying it for them, I'm not going to cover it. And if you have rare items, they're going to buy it from you and pay the shipping, no matter where you're at. So I don't worry about it.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Lori, how much does a neutral feedback hurt your rating? It does not. It does not. Only a negative.
Too Frenchy.
Too Frenchy. Should we be? We're ridiculous tonight. Should we be using promotional when we list an item? Does it really give you a selling advantage?
I don't use it, but
I'm going to have to say yes. I use it, and I wound up actually being on Google for their advertiser. I'm like, oh my God, there's my item. And I made 5 sales that day. I was like,
oh, nice.
Oh, okay. I might have to do this, but I did the promotional and a sale. So it kind of pushes you up. And I followed what you do, Kat. I do it on the certain day, and then I end it on a certain day. I don't let it fly for like 2 or 3 weeks.
3 days. 3 to 4.
Yep, 3 days.
I run promotions and I promote all my listings because listen, I want more eyes on my items.
Yes, and I promote everything as well. And I think as long as you buy low, if you're buying high, then you probably don't have the room to do that. But if you have the room to do it, do it. But if you do a lot of one of a kind items, then you might not need to. I do it on everything. Do any of us pass on our eBay discounts to the customers? And how do you handle shipping complaints?
It would depend on the shipping complaint. Like it would depend, but I don't pass my
cost. If they complain about cost, how do you handle it?
Oh, how, like, this is too expensive?
Yeah.
Okay, then you don't have to buy it from me.
She's so nonchalant. Then you don't have to buy it from me then.
Don't buy it from me.
So, do I pass on my discounts? I will be honest with you. If somebody goes and they go ground and I see I can do priority for maybe like $1 more, and I let them know what I'm doing. If they're saying people are like really appreciative that they got it so quickly, and a lot of times I get a lot of my return customers that way. But as far as shipping complaints are concerned, I've only had one, and it was a brooch of all things. And because I didn't send it media, yeah, he was like, it was $4.95. It should have been media. I'm like, I can't ship it media.
It's not a book.
It's not a book. It's not a tape.
For me, I don't pass on any discounts to my customers because I'm, like I mentioned earlier, I'm paying for boxes, shipping supplies, everything else. So that discount is going to pay for my supplies. And when it comes to, customers handling complaints about shipping times, I mean, I tell them I use calculated shipping. I'm in Florida. You're in XYZ. This is what it is. Here's the 1-800 number. If you want to call the post office, maybe they'll change the shipping for you. But at this point in time, there's nothing I can do about that. I'm using calculated shipping.
It's like,
I think sometimes people think that we make the shipping cost.
Yes, they do.
Like they think that we're charging more and we're not.
No,
I do. Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Dagny.
Well, one of the things like he was saying, it reminds, if I see that someone lives close by North Carolina, New Jersey, Delaware, and they paid for the ground, and I can ship it priority, and I'll get there faster, and I'm not out any money, then I do that. So I guess I do that because then I think they would be like excited that it's already come. So I do that.
Well,
I do it that way.
If it's like 50 cents, sometimes 75 cents more, I'll pay the extra out of my pocket to get the item shipped to them faster too. But on the reverse side of things, I'm not going to pass on my discount, so it kind of evens out at the end of the day.
No, right.
Yeah, I'm absolutely not passing on my discounts. I spend a lot of money on poly bags and bubble wrap and boxes, and that is some of what covers that. Shipping complaints, I'm about like Rod. I'm like, look, same thing. I'm in Florida. Where are you at? Are you in California or Oregon or Washington State, where everybody likes to buy from me? If so, we are in opposite corners of the country. It is calculated. I do not charge handling fees. That is the cost. I have even told somebody, if you can go buy a cheaper label and you would like to send it to me, and they come back and say, never mind, I'm not like, I don't increase my shipping. It is exactly what it costs if you go to the post office. We are doing one more question. We got down to 10. We did good. The last shipping question. The last question is a shipping question. How do you pack a large blow mold?
Oh, yes.
Well, I don't know how big Rod's blow mold was, but I packed a blow mold in a big box. And then I was like, I'm never buying a blow mold again because this is a pain to build this box. So
I did not. I was trying to say ship.
I don't know how large Rod's blow mold was either.
he's going to tell us here.
He'll ask his wife, but anyway. she opened it.
Go ahead, tell us.
Oh, yes. Here come the comments in there. Yes. For those who don't know, I bought a bunch of condoms at a flea market. All right. And my second, not this last video, the one before that. And my wife made some inappropriate comments. But so if you want to find out what they're all joking around about, go check out that video. All right.
Great video.
Now, answer your question about blow modes. My blow mode's very big. I have lots of them in my garage. All right. And I have a 40-incher. I have a 30-incher. I have a 20. So they're all different sizes. But you know, here's the thing: that when you ship blow modes, they're actually super easy to ship. Wrap them in bubble wrap. So you got to make sure they're protected before you stick them in the box. All right. So they are safe there. And Jesus,
always wrap your blow mold.
Right, always wrap your blow mold. But this is going right downhill real fast. Yeah, but no, but no, honestly, you can really go to like Home Depot, get your boxes there, the big shipping boxes. Sometimes you have to Frankenstein, you have to cut them in half. Jeez, I'm just gonna stop. It's just there should be no cutting any of these blow molds, but yeah.
Okay, I've seen people say they ship them just wrapped in Saran wrap. Have you seen that?
No, I would never do that.
The only blow molds that I sent in big boxes. That's what I did.
At all times.
You guys, okay, we're done. We're like, stick a fork in us. We are absolutely ridiculous a little bit tonight. All of us. It wasn't just one, like everybody. No, it's everybody loves it. They're happy. There's still over 400 of them here. They haven't ran away. They're still watching. And this is what happens in my whatnot shows lately. It all turns left, and I don't know what the heck happened or how we got on the subject we're on.
My damn wife. That's how it happened. My damn wife.
And then I raid poor ADH Dave and have everybody saying balls in his chat, and he has no clue what the hell is going on.
Oh, man.
He said they still come in there and talk about balls in his chat now. Okay. Anyway. I'm going to let Dagny and Mary tell you bye. Yeah, don't start me on balls. And then we will let Rod tell you, and I will tell you what is going on. Look, Marcia had to put it more than once. Okay, here's Dagny.
Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Rod, for having me. It was nice to meet you, Mary. You can find me here on YouTube. I got videos 3 times a week. And I'm on Whatnot twice a week, and I sell on eBay. And I'm also on Instagram.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Well, as we can see, I'll probably never be invited back. So I sell on Whatnot. Actually, I have a show tomorrow night for selling jewelry. I believe it's at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. I also do eBay and Etsy and Mercari. A lot of Mercari is all my plushies. And I'm trying to do more shows for doing Whatnot. I'm going to be actually traveling for the next 3 weeks down the East Coast and going to be doing a Whatnot every week of not like Kate, but yeah, not like Kate. No, I can't do it. I'm too old. But I want to thank both of you for having me on. I really appreciate it. It's been a privilege, and you just are awesome people. Thank you.
You are very welcome. Rod, what's going on, my friend?
Oh, I have to be big here, right, Kat? Now, after all that comments, I'm going to be big for this minute. I'm going to tell you all about what's going on, all right? All right. Since we got that out of the way, let's jump into this, all right? So I have listen, guys. I got the brand new video today. I was been sick all week. So it literally dropped like 2 hours before the show starts. Go check that out on YouTube. The one before that is when I went to the flea market. So if you want to find out what we were joking around about, it's in that one. I am doing a Whatnot tomorrow night. I have over 80 items already preloaded and listed on there. So come on there. We'll continue this conversation tomorrow night in there if you guys want to. And I'm 2 followers away from hitting 1,000. Once I hit 1,000, I'm going to do a big giveaway show in October for get back to the community. We'll probably do 20, 30 items. Everything's going to be free. Free 50. All right. So
Will there be blow molds?
no, we'll see. All right.
They would like you to show them your blow
Your
mold.
blow mode. Come tomorrow night and Whatnot. We'll talk about it. All right.
He's,
my
he's
gosh.
gonna be making those like little twisty things out of the condoms, making them into blow molds.
I sold, if you guys have watched me a long time, I sold over 1,000 condoms on eBay and made like amazing profit. I've sold them too. Tomorrow night, I am on Whatnot with vintage linens. Vintage linens tomorrow. It is not cataloged. It is Wild Wild West style with cat. And then Thursday is cataloged, vintage and estate jewelry. I have to have a fine line. I have to have a little bit of both. And next week, we are going to have Patrick the Picker. He has never been on. And we are also going to have Katie Reeds on with us. She hasn't been on a little while, so that will be fun. And I will have a What Sold video on Thursday. And if you missed it, oh, do I have one here? I do. I sold a piece of this fabric for $100 with shipping, guys. It is little. 2 feet. $100 sale. I have 3 more of them. And I did a video on fabric because of that. That's what gave me the idea. So check that out if you didn't. It came out yesterday. I appreciate all of you. I'm sorry if we offended you. A lot of people got laughs. I think maybe Trash to Cash carried over. We were feeling their vibe tonight and we just got a little crazy. So thank you, Dagny and Mary. Mary, we will invite you. We will invite you back on. Thank you all for hanging out with us. I greatly appreciate it. We will see you next Tuesday. Bye, guys.